know what man needs to know or understand this, but if she says anything like, I'm too busy, I have work or school, I have to focus on myself, she doesn't like you. It doesn't matter how many dates you take her on. It doesn't matter how much you hang out. It doesn't matter how much you guys text back and forth. She is not interested in you.
She needs to say it louder for the people in the back. I'm always on Reddit these days, reading through the stories people share about their relationships, and guys posting about how a girl they've loved for X amount of years doesn't see a romantic future for them. And even though it's clear as day that they're gonna be in the friend zone for life, they still sink time and energy into this woman, hoping that things will change one day and she'll see what they see, which of course, very rarely happens.
Maybe you've even developed a friendship. That's cool, but she doesn't like you beyond just a friend.
Honestly, I wouldn't even say that what they have is a friendship, because more often than not, this guy's just gonna wait around, waiting for his chance to strike. And if a guy's really into a woman, but she only sees him as a friend, those feelings aren't gonna vanish overnight. So when she starts getting her back broken by another dude, her guy friend will probably be hurt about it, which isn't something that'd happen with a normal friend, at least in my book.
When a woman likes you, she is going to move mountains to be with you, and there are no excuses. She's gonna be about it. So stop telling yourself, stop gaslighting yourself into doing more, like, oh, if I just take her out more, if I'm nicer, if I listen to her feelings, if I let her talk about other dudes, about her problems, she's eventually going to change her mind. She's not going to change her mind. If she tells you some dumb like, you're such a great guy, you're going to make a woman so happy one day, she's giving you a backhanded compliment, and it's bull.
Again, she's not wrong. If the girl who friend-zoned you really thought you were that great, someone who's worth building a relationship with, she'd want to be the one to do that with you. The fact is, though, there's something about you that just isn't doing it for her, and it's very unlikely that she'll ever let you know. And honestly, she might not even know herself. At the end of the day, if you've been friend-zoned, the best thing you can do for yourself is move on and stop wasting your time.
And another thing, if you guys are always hanging out and she's always on her phone when she's with you, but then she takes forever to respond to you, she's intentionally ignoring you. Point blank, period. And she's ignoring you because she knows that you have feelings for her and she doesn't like you. Stop trying to gaslight yourself into believing that if you change what you're doing, she's gonna wake up one day and suddenly like you. Have some self-worth. Have some dignity, and just understand that you can have a platonic relationship without anything romantic. But stop doing more for these ladies. Stop sending them money. Stop giving them gifts. Stop making time for them. Stop making them a priority when they've given you excuses as to why they don't like you. Seriously, stop friend zoning yourself. Stop being the side dude. Stop sticking around hoping that you're going to change her mind, because you're not. Okay, bye.
If we're being honest, I think most guys have found themselves in the friend zone at some point, myself included, and maybe it's something every man should go through so they can learn from it. They can figure out what they did that landed them in that position so they can make sure they don't repeat the same mistake in the future. I expect guys in their teens and early 20s to experience the friend zone, because most of us aren't born smooth talkers when it comes to women, so we have to learn as we go. However, if you're edging into your 30s and maybe even 40s, and this sort of thing is still happening to you, you're really gonna have to take a step back and figure some things out.
Ladies, if you have guy friends as a woman, this is why it is affecting your dating life. And hear me out, let me know if I'm wrong. When you meet a guy, obviously when you show him your friends, that's a view on you. You are who you hang around. So think about this. If you meet a guy and you're like, oh my god, I want you to meet my friend Jason. He's gonna be like, Jason? Jason's gonna pull up and be like, what's up? The guy's gonna be like, what in the hell? At least if he respects himself, has high value, high net worth, whatever it is, he's gonna be like, what the hell? Like, I'm not with this girl. Versus, listen to this, if you come with a bunch of intelligent, beautiful women, that's who you surround yourself with, and they want to hang with you also. It's kind of a 2 and 2 thing. They're going to respect you more, and they're going to see you as much more top tier.
If I meet a girl that I'm interested in and she has loads of guy friends, I'm immediately going to assume that she's getting her cheeks clapped by at least one of them. And at the very least, these guys are waiting for their chance to give her the Bane backbreaking treatment. Now, some of you watching this might think I'm jumping the gun a little, but every time I've run into a situation like this, or even just been a witness to it, it's always the case, and it was even true within my own friendship circle. When it comes to meeting her female friends, which is what she talked about towards the end of this clip, I'd be paying close attention to how they behave, how they talk, and the things they're into, because like she said at the start, you are who you hang around with. So if her friends are all about the party life and twerking in the club, you best believe that it's gonna make me take a second look at the woman I'm considering dating.
There is only one way to escape the friend zone, and here's how to do it. Look, I'm sure if you're a guy with an attractive female friend, you've consumed every dating advice video trying to change the way you talk, text, and carry yourself in hopes that that girl will start viewing you differently. Well, here's the problem with the friend zone. Getting into the gym, getting your finances up, and changing your style isn't going to change the way that girl sees you. Sure, you'll end up attracting a greater number of women, but it probably won't attract that woman. I'm gonna be blunt. Most women can't get past their first impression of you. She's not going to notice you getting more attractive because she has you classified as a friend. She isn't interested in how your sexual market value is changing because you aren't on her sexual radar. So the question becomes, how do you hit the reset button? Well, by literally hitting reset. If you want this girl to view you differently, you need to drop out of her life completely so that she has an empty canvas in her head for you to reappear on. Basically a new first impression. And maybe during that time, you'll see that all the self-improvement that you did to attract her are actually going to attract women that aren't going to use you as an emotional support animal and instead worship exactly the man that you've become.
This video and the first video we covered today need to be pinned in that Reddit group for guys who found themselves in the friend zone. We all know that getting out of the friend zone is next to impossible, and it's such an unlikely thing that I'd never recommend that a guy should even try to. Just like she said in this video, you'll have to do so much to get out of the friend zone that by the time it's all said and done, if you've really made some big changes in your life and become attractive to other women, you'll probably be over it.
Why you tend to put men in your friend zone?
Because they are lacking some qualities you would like to see in your partner.
What are those qualities?
For example, being decisive or being that kind of man that makes the plans. You know, it's not like, yeah, let's hang out. We'll do whatever you want. You know, have a plan, take me out, you know, organize it. That's a really sexy quality for a lot of women, I would say.
Yeah, this clip was pretty much straight to the point. No matter what a girl says to you or goes on about how amazing she thinks you are, the reason she doesn't want to be with you or at the very least let you clap some cheeks is because you're lacking the qualities she thinks are necessary for a sexual partner. So get out there and do the work.
I asked a friend of mine what was the biggest red flag he has seen in me. And this dude says, the fact that I'm here being your friend is actually a red flag. So I'm like, Since when is having a friend a red flag?
This guy's obviously saying that because he knows that when most men are friends with women, if the chance comes up for them to get some cheeks, they're going to take it. So if you're dating a woman who has close male friends, you already know that these dudes are waiting for you to slip up, in the hopes she'll cry on their shoulders before crying into their laps.
He goes ahead and says, the only male friend that you're supposed to have is your man. And I expect you to cut me off when you get your pass on. I'm like, whoa. Like, bro, that doesn't sit right with me, Kabisa. You're telling me the friendship that I've spent so much time, I've invested so much time in, I've tried to learn and know what upsets you, how to treat you, how to love you as a friend. You're telling me I have to like throw all that away when I get someone. Like, bro, you're not like my best friend, you're my friend. My mind is going to be my best friend, but then you're telling me to cut you off? Like, bro, what?
Cutting off friends is usually what happens most of the time anyway, once someone gets into a serious relationship. And if the friendship doesn't come to a complete end, it won't be anything like it was when you were single. Let's say this was a friend she would hang out with a lot, and maybe even spent the night at his house, sharing separate beds, of course. You best believe that any new and serious partner in her life isn't going to be down with that. Over time, the time you spend engaging with other people gets less and less, and when it's all said and done, most people only have time to maintain a few of their friendships. This guy telling her to cut him off is actually doing her a favor because these sorts of friendships have a way of complicating new relationships. And is that really what you want if you think you've got something serious? Anyway, guys, drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know what you think about guy and girl friendships. Maybe you think men and women can just be friends.